It's all separated and oily. I should probably throw this away. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. Let's zoom you in on the eye look. So today I am rocking the Shop Kikay x Glisten Cosmetics palette. You guys, how did I get so lucky to live in a world where like two of my favorite brands collaborated together? If you don't know either of those brands, Glisten Cosmetics makes my favorite graphic liners and Shop Kikay makes my favorite earrings. I didn't even plan to wear these because of that. I just did a little Daisy look. So like obviously I had to wear my Daisy Dukes earrings. You guys, this palette is phenomenal. I haven't given it enough attention. I've used shades like here and there, but this is my first time like saying I'm gonna create a look with this palette, a spontaneous, unplanned look, which is why we have so many fun shapes and colors here. But it's really, really fun, especially this split liner, these two shades, the peach and the green. All the chefs are kissing. I am a huge fan of this palette, but that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out the details of my graphic liner look. Yes, you did. You guys always tell me, yes, we did. We want to know. Maybe I should change how I format my intro and say, you didn't just click on this video to find out what I'm wearing on my face today. You also clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in reacting to my 2021 makeup favorites. So this is a video I usually like to do before my best makeup of the end of the year video, but obviously you've probably already seen my best makeup of 2022, and if you haven't, oh my gosh, watch it after this. It was really good. I got a lot of great recommendations for you. But yeah, December holidays, you guys know how it is, but I did not want to just skip over this video because I enjoy doing it so much. I love looking back on old makeup favorites and seeing how my preferences have changed, because usually it's not so much a like, I can't believe I said that was a favorite, I hate that product now. Usually if it's not a favorite anymore, it's because I found something even better. We love to see growth, we love to see finding the next best thing, finding something that worked even better than that product that worked great for me last year. So I just love videos like this, and I hope you do too. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to hear me react to all of my 2021 makeup favorites, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. Alright, I have my list right in front of me on my laptop here, and I haven't really read through it other than like the first thing on the list because I want to react very naturally. But the first thing on my Best of Beauty 2021 list is the Auric Glow Lust Luminizer. Now, I do still have this. I do still love this. I listed it as my favorite primer last year, even though like its uses really vary. If you haven't heard of the Auric Glow Lust Luminizer, it's essentially just like a nice glowy base product, but can also be used as a highlighter, can also be used mixed in with your foundation. This is not a foundation despite being like a skin tone color. I'll be honest though, I haven't worn this in a while. One, because I'm pretty much out of it. Like I do have to, yeah, like no more, oh, no, I don't want to waste any. Oh no. Ah, that's fine. I can show you texture. Usually nothing comes out when I pump it. The last few times I've used it, I've had to screw off the top of it. It is a really, really lovely product. It's like a skincare makeup hybrid. It makes your skin feel really nice and hydrated, but also feel glowy. I did not include it in my favorites video this year though, because my preferences have changed, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. You know, it happens. My favorite primer of this year is the Euphoria Pregame Primer, and that's because this one, much like the Auric Glow Lust, gives me a lot of hydration, but this one doesn't have the glow in it, which I've been preferring this past year just because I really love glowy blushes. Like I love using blushes that have a little bit of sheen to them, and I'm also, you know, getting back into highlighters a little bit. You know, I like putting like really pinpointed glow. So yeah, it's not that this product isn't still good, it's just that that's not how I don't want sheen everywhere the way I used to want to. You know, I used to put this literally all over my face, and now I definitely want my sheen like in the cheek area and the nose, maybe a little on the chin, but I don't necessarily need shine down by my cheeky cheeks or in my forehead or anything. So yeah, still love this product. I am bummed that I'm running low on it because I have the original Morganite shade. They've since reformulated and Morganite is now a different shade, but I really like the original one. Wow, my hand is looking absolutely stunning right now. I'm probably gonna start using this again now that I've remembered it, but yeah, it's no longer my favorite primer. But like I said, I can't keep rambling about all these products for so long. Like I said, it's got a lot of different uses and it's no longer something I like to use as an all over the face primer. Okay, moving on to my favorite foundation of 2021, which was apparently the Rare Beauty Liquid Touch Foundation. Do you want to see what it looks like right now? It's all separated and oily because I haven't used it in a very long time. This will be satisfying though. It's got a little shaker so I can show you what it looks like when it's all shaken up. I should probably throw this away. I believe the shelf life on this is like a year, maybe 2 years. I did get this in September of 2020, right when Rare Beauty launched, so we're over 2 years. Let me smell it. It probably smells fine, honestly. I mean, you know, I said that before smelling it. Is that just foundation smell? There's something a little bit sour about that. That kind of like traveled all the way to the back of my brain. Yeah, nothing wrong with her. I did really love this foundation last year. I definitely moved more towards lighter coverage foundations this year though. For me, this was like a true medium coverage. Like the most full coverage I go is like the coverage of this. I can swatch it on my hand even if it's expired. But yeah, this is like a nice full coverage. It's a beautiful texture. I loved this last year for the days where I really just wanted to like cover everything but not have my face look cakey, because it's a really nice true natural finish, but that just hasn't been my preference as much this year. This year I've been leaning more towards tinted hydrators. Like I love the Wet n Wild tinted hydrators and stuff I can apply with my fingers, because that's the thing, I can't apply this with my fingers. It doesn't work that way. This really requires a brush for me. I didn't have much luck with a sponge. I don't know, I feel like I've seen people have luck with a sponge, but I had to apply this with a brush, and this year I've been in my applying foundation with my fingers era, so I've just been reaching for more products like this. And like I said, this is expired. Nothing on you, Rare Beauty. I love a lot of your products, but you know, just past the expiration date, so no longer my favorite foundation. Okay, so my favorite concealer of 2021 evidently was the First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer, which is so funny because I got this at Marshall's because apparently it's discontinued. I wonder if this is still good. This smells fine. The reason I haven't been using this as much this year is just because I found formulas I like better. This is not a bad formula. It's more so that it's not the right color. You know, I found it at Marshall's, so obviously I couldn't swatch it or anything, and it's just a little yellowy, although I'm looking at it now and I'm like, no, it's a little yellowy. It's a little yellowy for me, but I will say if you like a nice, thin, very lightweight concealer formula that is not being discontinued, I have discovered the Thrive Buildable Blur Concealer this year. They did send this to me, but I feel like these formulas are really comparable, as if you're gonna be able to tell from 2 swatches. You can tell the Thrive color is a little better for me. This is the shade Fair, and it's definitely more neutral than the Bendy Avocado Concealer, but I don't have anything bad to say about this concealer from last year. I just found colors that suit me better. I didn't name the Thrive one as my favorite this year, although I do like it, but that's just because the NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer is... all the chefs are kissing this guy. This is just like my dream concealer formula. It just blends into nothing. It's effortless. It's like the perfect shade. Look at me swatching all of my concealers after I just washed my hand. But yeah, you can see of all of them, like the NYX one almost disappears. It's just like a little bit lighter than my skin tone. This is the shade Light, by the way. So yeah, this one's just become my favorite. But like I said, nothing bad to say about the First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer. It's still great. I've just found better shades, and I don't think this one exists anymore. All right, moving on to bronzer, we have our first repeat favorite from 2021 to 2022. It's the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I do need to get a new one because mine is expired and is starting to get clumpy, but man, oh man, is this a fantastic bronzer. If you are someone like me who tends to pull on the orange side very easily because I have very fair, cool toned skin, this guy is so buildable. It's so balmy. You can put on the lightest layer and it just blends effortlessly into the skin, and I really love it. And I'm gonna get a new one because I had this for like a year and a half, so not its fault that it's expired. A little clumpy lumpy. I want to try their Luminous formula real bad too. But yeah, e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, still a favorite in 2022. All right, moving on to my favorite blushes of 2021. Neither either of these were listed as my favorite blushes of 2022. I listed 2 in 2021. I also picked 2 in 2022, but the first one I said was the Alamar Colorette Blush Trio. I have the shade Medium Tan. Obviously, I'm not medium tan, so you don't have to be medium tan to wear these. I do still like these blushes. Like I alluded to earlier, I've definitely been reaching for more glowier blushes this year, whereas these are matte. They're not matte and flat though. You know, like you don't put them on and like feel like super dry or heavy or anything. These are a little powdery, which I don't dislike, you know? I don't know. I just haven't been reaching for this as much this year because, you know, it's a palette and I feel like I've been reaching for singles more this year, kind of leaning into a cream blush era too, more shimmery blushes. Nothing wrong with these. I still like them a lot. I wouldn't call them my favorite of the year 22. I didn't call them my favorite of the year 22, but really nothing bad to say about these. This is a fantastic formula. And then the other blush I picked as my favorite of 2021 is the MAC Glow Play Blush in the shade Heat Index. I still love the heck out of this guy. Haven't reached for it in a while because you know what? This will probably be it for a lot of categories. I just have a lot of makeup now. I'm very lucky to get a lot of makeup and PR, which is so freaking cool. And I buy makeup too. I like to try new things, especially when I go to Marshall's. I got this at Marshall's last year. Very good deal. If I ever see this MAC Glow Play blush in Marshall's again, I will absolutely buy another shade because this is a fantastic formula. It's glowy without being shimmery. Like it just makes your skin look hydrated, but it's a very unique, like almost like putty consistency. I still love this and this color is amazing. Like I said with the Alamar one, I don't have anything bad to say about it. I just have been using a lot of blushes this year and I didn't make it to the top of the pyramid, but there's nothing wrong with her. She's still fantastic. Oh my gosh, my favorite eyeshadow palette of the year. I picked this one I feel like this came out in December of last year, but apparently my favorite eyeshadow palette of the year was the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 3 palette, which it is incredible. I still did use this a lot this year. The shade Galaxy, this multi-chrome, is like out of this freaking world. This shade Galaxy is in her Transcendence palette too, which I also have. Are you kidding me? They're so buttery. Like this is still an amazing palette. I'm not going to talk about it for too long because it's discontinued. You can't buy it anymore. But if you can still buy the Transcendence palette, which I think you can, get that because, you know, this has all of the multi-chromes in that. I don't think it has the highlighter shades. The highlighter shades are amazing in here too. They're all like beautiful iridescent highlighters, but if you want them for way cheaper and more curated, just get the Glisten Shapeshifter palette. It basically has all the same shades and then plus one. It's got like your blue highlight, your purple, your pink, your pinky purple, and your green. So like I would just get this instead of like trying to buy one of these guys on Mercari. Somebody's probably charging way too much money for it. But yeah, I still do really like this palette. And apparently I picked 2 eyeshadow palettes last year. Oh, let me wash this off my hand first, actually. So apparently I also chose the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette as my favorite eyeshadow palette of last year, which makes so much sense. I used the heck out of this last year. Look at all these divots and the shimmers. The shimmers in here are so buttery and beautiful. The reason it's not my favorite eyeshadow palette this year is basically just because I haven't been wearing palettes like this as much lately. I'm in my graphic liner era. I mostly reach for shimmers nowadays. Every once in a while, you know, never say never. I still love a good graphic eyeshadow look every once in a while, but this is not the color story I'm reaching for as much. I am very lucky that Beauty Bay sent me some of their palettes. I keep all my eyeshadow palettes, or a lot of my eyeshadow palettes, in this ottoman, so pardon me, but they sent me some of their big palettes. Like this palette, are you kidding me? Their Bright palette. I also have the Bright 2.0 palette. So like if I'm reaching for a Beauty Bay palette or I want like a big eyeshadow palette, I'll just reach for this, you know, because this has every single shade of the rainbow versus the Wilderness palette, which does not have every shade of the rainbow, but it's still got some really beautiful shades. Like these shimmery greens in here are truly out of this world. I'm gonna have to wash my hands a million times during this video, but it's worth it because I want you to see how buttery and beautiful these are. Like if you were a fan of greens and like foresty, deep foresty, beautiful greens, even the light shimmer in here that just looks like, well, just looks like it's like a champagne is something special. It's like an iridescent champagne with green flecks in it, and it's beautiful. I just haven't reached for it in a while, so that's why it's not gonna be the favorite. I have so much eyeshadow. It's so hard to choose a favorite eyeshadow palette. For 2022, I chose the Blend Buddy Blends palette because it's got every shade of the rainbow in it, and that's what I've been reaching for when I wear eyeshadow. But yeah, the Wilderness palette and the Danessa Myricks palette are both still phenomenal palettes. I have nothing bad to say about either of them. All right, moving on to my favorite eyeliners of 2021. We have another repeat. Is anyone surprised? I said that the Glisten Cosmetics eyeliners were my favorite, the Glisten Wet Liners. It looks like last year I didn't give anything specific, at least in my description box, I didn't give anything specific, whereas this year in my makeup favorites of 2022, I did specify that my biggest recommendations from them would be the Artist Palette series. I really like the Rowie Sing palette that they did, which is out of stock right now, but like clearly mine is very low loved, and I think they're gonna restock it. But there are other artist palettes that I love, all of the artist palettes, if I'm being honest with you. This one's from Wendy's World, also a beautiful color story here. Then you have the Maytami palette, which is also a beautiful color story. Pretend that I'm not missing a shade because I accidentally broke it, but this usually has a deep blue in it and it's really beautiful. I also mentioned that I love their BYOP feature. You can build your own palette. This is another one that I've made. I don't show this one as much on my channel, but this was like the palette I made for a sponsored video that I did with them when they said I could choose whatever shades I wanted, and I literally chose all the shades that were like missing from my collection. So I feel like this color story doesn't look as like pow pow as much as my other one, but just know that it's like everything I needed in my collection. Like this gorgeous silver shade is so pretty, and the shimmery purples and the shimmery blues. I have so many shimmers in here. But yeah, it seems like last year I was a little vague with my Glisten Wet Liner recommendations. This year I recommend the pre-made palettes, the artist palettes, or building your own palettes. The best bang for your buck too. Okay, looks like I had quite a few lip products I recommended last year. This year I only recommended like 2, but it looks like the first one I recommended is the Kinship Vegan Super Melt Lip Jelly Mask. I still really like this a lot. There's not much to say about it. If you're looking for a good lip mask and like a vegan option is important to you, I think you'll really like this. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you it's any better than just putting CeraVe healing ointment or Vaseline on your lips, because it's not, but it's nice that it comes in like a little squeeze tube like this, you know, with a nice applicator. That is important, you know, it's important to know, because for me, sometimes I don't mind just like grabbing a little scoopy scoop of Vaseline or squeezing some CeraVe healing ointment onto my hand, but a lot of people do love having things in an applicator like this, and I do not think you'll be disappointed with the Kinship one. It's still great. What other lip products did I talk about? Oh, the Estate Makeup Lip Thirst Tinted Lip Balms. I wasn't sure if I still liked these because I haven't worn them in a while, and I put one on today and I still like them, although I feel like they are reaching with calling these tinted lip balms, because I'm sorry, I wouldn't call that a tint. That's very, very pigmented. And I do remember they sent these to me in PR last year. There's like 4 of them saying like, it's optional, you can wear it as a tint or build it up. And I just don't think I really agree with that anymore. Like, I've tried a lot more tinted lip balms this year that are more truly tinted lip balms. Like, let me show you an example, okay? This is I want to do a shade comparison that makes more sense. This is the shade Cosmo from the Estate Cosmetics tinted lip balms, and I won't build it up. I'll just do one swipe. That's Cosmo. Now we have the Thrive Cosmetics tinted lip balms in the shade Anna. You can see same shade in the tube appearing, but this is one swipe of the Thrive one. So like, I don't know, Estate, I don't really know if you can call that a tinted lip balm. Whereas like, you can build up the shade Anna from Thrive a little bit, you know, like there's definitely some buildability, but this is more what I expect from a tinted balm. I don't know, I would just call the Estate ones lipsticks, which that's fine. I do still wear them. Like I said, I'm wearing the shade Pina today, and it's a beautiful lipstick, but I don't agree with them calling it a tinted lip balm, but they're still okay. I mean, they're fine. They're no different, no better or worse than any drugstore lipstick that you could get. I think I listed it as a favorite because this shade that I'm wearing today, Pina, is like a really, really pretty shade, and I do still really like it a lot. But yeah, I wouldn't call it a favorite anymore. What else did I say? Jeez Louise, she picked a lot of lip favorites. Oh, okay, so apparently I said the KVD Beauty Lip Lacquer in Hollyhock was a favorite. I can never get over the smell. Did I get it on my nose? Yeah, just a little bit. I'll never get over this smell. It smells like cake batter. It smells so good. Yeah, this is definitely still a favorite. I don't think I listed it in my favorites this year, but I do still like it. I did still wear it a lot this year. It's like the prettiest vampy red lip. I like to wear this with a black lip liner when I'm feeling especially devilish. Looks really pretty with a black lip liner. Yeah, I have nothing negative to say about this. The shade Hollyhock is stunning. Really unique, shiny lip formula. I believe it's referred to as a gloss on their website, which is so interesting to me because like a very, very pigmented gloss, if it is a gloss, but it is really shiny and beautiful. And yeah, I still love it a lot. Okay, one more lip product. Just gotta take out the whole thing. Do you see all these lip products I have? It's too much. I desperately need to declutter some of these lip products. Oh, okay. So the last lip product I listed as a favorite last year is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Moon. Ooh, can you look at how that pops up when you unscrew it? That's kind of fun. This has a good smell too. This smells like creme brulee. This is fine. I didn't reach for this at all this year, if I'm being honest. I'm not really in my nude gloss era anymore, and this is very much a nude gloss. If I do want just like a little bit of a tint, like a subtle lip gloss, I'm reaching for the Lawless Forget the Filler lip glosses. I listed this shade is one of my favorites of 2022. It's the shade Bitten. It's just so pretty. It's got a really subtle tint to it, but it's enough of a punch that it does something, and it's just really comfortable on the lips. I still like the Maybelline Lifter Gloss, but it's definitely a little gloppier. I'm out of my gloppy era. I either like wearing like a lip oil or a very, very light, barely feel it on your lips lip gloss, and you definitely feel the Maybelline gloss more than this Lawless gloss. So that's why this one became my favorite of 2022. Did I not mention a favorite setting spray of 2021? I just mentioned in my favorites of 2022 video that this one was a repeat from last year. I guess if I didn't say it last year, I loved it last year and this year. The NYX Bear With Me setting spray. An incredible setting spray. Doesn't do much for longevity, but does great for melting everything into your skin. I've gone through a few bottles of this and I still love it. So yeah, and I didn't have a favorite powder last year or this year because I don't like powdering my face. So that's that on that. Did I not pick a favorite brow product last year? I feel like I missed a lot last year. I did a lot better of hitting every category this year. Definitely go watch my best makeup of 2022 video if you haven't yet. All right, friends, that's it. Those are all the makeup favorites of 2021 and my feelings on them. I feel like I already did an outro at the end of the last clip, so I'm like, what do I say now? Oh my goodness, I wish I could show you a Bert shot. You know, I love to show my cat Bert at the end of the video, but he is sleeping under the covers right now. He's in his little blanket fort, so I don't want to disturb him. Yeah, I gotta get going because I dropped an earring on the floor earlier and I don't know where it went to, and I'm really afraid I'm gonna step on it. But I thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I got a lot of exciting video ideas for 2023. I want to do a lot of like more specific water activated liner and graphic liner reviews. Like I feel like I have done so many like collection reviews and like full brand reviews. I'm like, no, I need to like get down to like very specific things. Like I want to review the Giovanna split liner palette specifically because I don't think I've used those on my channel. But yeah, that's just what's been going on in my noggin. Definitely subscribe so you don't miss anything. Check out my description box for all of the makeup details of everything I'm wearing on my face today. Also in my description box, I will have all of my social justice links, and I ask that you please check those out if you haven't yet. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm squeezing your cheeks. Okay, bye.